the one game that I mean, it stands out as a highlight for anyone that played in the NHL enforcer role. This one, the guys on hockeyfights.com like to talk about. You went against the Boston Bruins one night and ran into four of the toughest to ever play the game: Wayne Cashman, Terry O'Reilly, Stan Jonathan, and Al Secord, all in one game.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I didn't know who Secord was. I was expecting Wensick, who I had fought in the American League in New Haven one night. But it's an aspect of doing my job. Robbie Ftork was our captain, he and Mark Tardif, and Tuesday prior to this November 22nd, American Thanksgiving, in Quebec, Schmatz ran a Ftork got his stick up and knocked out 6 or 7 teeth and cut him for 30, 40 stitches. So the Bruins vowed to get Ftork, and I had played with Robbie for 2 years in Cincinnati. Not only was my friend, he was my bread basket and ticket to the high life. And so I just, in the warm-up, Cashman speared me. But I stood in front of the Bruins dressing room before the game started in my street clothes, and I told Bobby Miller, go in and tell those guys if they want a piece of Ftork, we can start right now. I just wanted to set the stage with them.
Yeah.
No, this was at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I told them, I said, if you guys want Ftork, you're going to have to go through me.
Nice.
And in the warm-up, Cashman speared me, and we hacked each other a little bit with sticks. And then O'Reilly and Jonathan and Secord. And I just did a signing with Terry O'Reilly at Worcester Railers game with my book, which he's featured on the cover, and he wrote the foreword. And it's, to me, one of the ultimate aspects of an achievement in hockey for me, because I got one of the most recognizable and greatest competitors that I've ever seen to not only participate in the signing, but write the foreword to my book, which is a sign of respect. I hope I earned it from him.
It sounds like it. I mean, look, to go against those four dudes in one game, that's pretty intense. And Terry O'Reilly is one of the greatest warriors to ever lace up, both like as a player and a fighter. Like, that guy left it all on the ice. So I mean, that's a testament, I think, to what you contributed to the game as a player, and then obviously later on as a referee. I think you're very well respected. So that's awesome, man.
No, I appreciate it, and I just tell you that, Anders Hedberg, once we were at a charity event, and he looked over at me and he says, he remembered me, of course, from WHA, and I didn't get to play much against Winnipeg. I fought Kim Claxton one night, and that was about the extent of my on-ice activity against Winnipeg Jets. But he said to me, how many goals you get in the NHL? I said 2. He says, you've made a lot out of those 2. Took those babies a long way.
What does so you and Cashman are whacking at each other before the game even starts. What's the protocol to split that up? Like, as a ref, if you see two guys pushing and shoving or taking swings and the game hasn't even started, how do you break it up? Does the game?
Well, they were going clockwise and we were going counterclockwise in our half and their half. And,
gotcha. So you just go by and catch each other.
And I went by him and he speared me.
Oh.
So I just did a hard left and followed him down. And he turned the stick over. Well, I played 2-3 years in the minors, and I played with guys like Larry Mavity and other Teddy McCaskill and people like that. And I knew how to use a stick. Trust me. and the fact was, he says to me, "I'll cut your eyes out." I said, "What do you think this is, a salmon?" I said, "I'll stick it down your throat and take nothing of it." I said, "There's nobody here to break us up." And it was a little bit of the old time hockey, but you got to understand something. They knew I was coming,
right?
And I think that was part of his aspect of trying to challenge me. He was the captain, I think, that night, and they had a good hockey team. They had Jean Rattel, and they had Cheevers and Gilles Robert, and they had a pretty good hockey team. So I'm not taking anything away from them. Milbury was playing defense for them, and Brad Park and other different guys. But the fact is that I wasn't going to back down from those guys.